Back in 2020, a friend of mine told me about this game. I didn't know much about Chrono Trigger at the time. It was just some Super Nintendo game from the 90s that people on the internet seemed weirdly passionate about. Since we weren't able to meet up, because of you know what, he streamed gameplay from his computer to Discord where I would watch. I truly started to understand why this game held such a legendary reputation while watching. Chrono Trigger was originally released in 1995 on the Super Nintendo, and was created by what fans call the Dream Team. It combined talent from Square, creators from games like Final Fantasy, and character art by Akira Toriyama, the artist best known for Dragon Ball. Even before you start the game, the combination alone tells you it wasn't just an ordinary project. Everything from graphics, gameplay, and music stick out like crazy. I mean, just listen to this. So in my 1.4.2 Minecraft series, I thought it would only be fair to build a location from this game in my world, the Kingdom of Zeal. Now we are going to build the whole thing, just that main island right there in the middle. It's not going to be easy, but it's definitely going to be fun. This video is going to show off the planning phase for this build in my creative world. So if you enjoy old Minecraft content, please consider subscribing and checking out my other videos. This project's going to be a doozy, so make sure to stick around. Onto the video. Hey y'all, welcome back to my creative world. As you saw in the intro, we are going to be taking on a major project in my 1.4.2 world. So I have this dirt loading over here because this is where the base of this building is going to go. I'll have a picture put up in the bottom. So what I'm thinking the best way to go about this is to probably just do an outline of the whole build and then probably do the bottom afterwards. Bridges are going to be, honestly, if we just did the really ugly looking bridge, that can be a base for how big everything else is going to be. So this could be that little piece of land right there in the middle. This is where we'll start. And this even comes out a little bit on the bottom with the water underneath. And then over on this side, obviously there is another, a little bit of a smaller bridge though on this side. That's already pretty big though. But I guess that's probably how we'll go about it. We'll start on this side too. So if you guys are new to the channel, my name is HD. This is my 1.4.2 Minecraft series. I decided on this version because this is the version I played as a kid, and I thought it'd be fun to go back through and play it. Obviously, I did not make builds this big when I was that young, but we kind of decided on doing G locations in my survival world. This is obviously creative, but in my survival world, we built Provoca from FF1, and it was a lot of fun. So I decided, as you saw in the intro, to do something from Chrono Trigger. Should I have done something this big? I think so. It gives me a big project to make content on, and I think it will end up being a lot of fun. Also, dirt is not that hard to find, so it'll be pretty easy to collect materials for. Once this is all said and done, it's gonna look pretty freaking awesome. Now with Provoca, I really didn't build much off camera, but I think with this build, I'm gonna have to, because if I only did videos on this, I think it would probably take me a year to finish. So probably in my free time from college, I will do bits and pieces of it in my survival world. Definitely when we start the build, I'll have a video made of it just to show off the material farming and everything that's going to go into it. But I thought for today we would definitely just go over the outline, the rough sketch, and the planning of it, because this is an absurd build, as you can see. So what we're looking at right now is those bridges right there in the middle. This area right here is going to be that center spot where the two bridges are. I think this size is already pretty decent. This is definitely a scaled size. It's not going to be as big as it is in the picture, because that's a lot of building. If I were to do this in creative mode, I would try to scale it, but I think since I'll be doing this in survival, there is no reason for me to build it as big as that. And this is already pretty big, and I haven't even filled in the whole thing yet. For those of you that watch March Madness, how are you thinking the bracket's gonna go? My Gator boys, as I said in the last video, they are a 1 seed, which I think is deserving, even though that catastrophic loss to Vanderbilt. I still think that we'll be pretty good in the actual tournament. That's the hope, at least. But I'm also a fan of Houston. When I was younger, I always picked Houston to go far, just because the Gators weren't really in the tournament throughout my childhood, and so I would always choose Houston to go. I always enjoyed watching them. I like their colors, the red and the white, so I do like Houston as well, but I think if Houston and Florida makes it to another matchup like they did last year, I think Florida will squeeze out that win. That's what my bracket's looking like. I got Houston versus Florida right before the final four. So I don't know, leave a comment down below if you guys do March Madness brackets and let me know who y'all think are gonna win it all. I think Florida will, obviously. I'm taking Florida to win it all. So this is looking pretty good so far. We definitely have to thin this out a little bit. I have no idea how I'm going to remember how to do this in survival. I might just figure out the shape of the outline, write it down, and redo it. This is seriously just a rough sketch, just for me to plan this out and see how big of a build this is actually going to be. And then to also see if I need to scale it. But I want these bridges to be too wide. I think they'll look dumb 1. So definitely has to be 2. So the water scheming has to be similar. And that looks pretty good. Water comes through here under the bridge, flows out to this side. This does, it is a little bit more curved right there. Water flows out this way at an angle. And water comes around here, it flows through. Oh, I didn't even notice that. This water underneath this bridge is connected. Wait 1 second. This flows this way, but this goes under there as well. So what that means is that this needs to be cut back to here. So yeah, when you look at it like this, we have that pool of water, we have this tiny little landmass right here, and this pokes out a little bit right here. I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit more on the picture that I'm looking at, just so I can be as close to accurate as possible. So yeah, so the water does flow through here. It actually comes out a little bit farther on this side, because it comes in and flows. It's actually a way sharper angle over here too. Sharper of an angle on this side for the water to flow in. Maybe a little less up there. If water flows in here, it also comes under here, and then it just glides out to the side. This whole thing can be open right here. And then the waterfall flows from there. So the waterfall is a little bit smaller than this, so bring that in. But the water flows from there, goes into this huge pool, which flows out this way, flows underneath this way. And this really can come out even farther than that. Maybe even right here. That looks a lot better. And then this rock area over here, it really does just come up like this. And then the cave entrance is right around the corner. So that looks pretty good so far. It's definitely big, but it looks pretty good. So after this comes over this bridge, and the waterfall comes down a little bit more. And it ends a little bit after that. So that's actually, maybe even cut this back one. That's pretty close, and water flows down on that side and that side. And so from this bridge, the landmass is actually comes out really far. So from this angle, we can honestly scoop this up, fill all of this in. Honestly, might just fill this and then carve it out after. So that's actually pretty accurate. Then this land over here comes up a little bit higher, it looks like, which then just bleeds back down. So it's actually not that big of a deal. Maybe like we just block, that looks fine. And from this over here, the entrance to the cave is literally right next to that. So if that's the entrance, then the mountain sits right here, and this comes back, honestly, a little bit more than that. We honestly should have been building this out of grass, to be honest, because I'll end up putting grass blocks up here so that this all turns into grass. In our world, we'll be doing this out of dirt, but throw some grass around here, build the rest with grass. Alright, so that'll expand. It'll actually look a lot better than when we can see it with grass. And then there's a path that goes all the way from there, leads over there, and comes up. One path leads this way, one path leads to the building, which honestly can fit right around here. And then this little hill which I like the hill. I think it's a little bit of a depth to it. Makes it look cooler, more natural. This swings around, and at the rounding of this, right as it comes down, the next building sits right on the end of that. So probably sit right here. Then we'll have that huge dock that sits at the end. That is definitely not finalized, by the way. I'm just trying to see it. And then, so that's pretty much the land mass of it. And it looks pretty similar. We'll obviously build the underneath as well. And then it's time to view the mountain a little bit. So after the entrance, it does flow backwards. There's obviously still grass. Flows backwards like that. This is the piece that sticks out, that sits in the water, which then does flow around. Even on this, it does, with a little bit of an overhang. And then that's where the waterfall comes down. This continues off this little overhang area. This comes up probably 2 more with grass. If you're wondering why I have all this in my inventory, it's because this is all I use to build Provoca, which is right below this. Now we are planning on building this huge island right above Provoca. Well, not directly above it. Most likely we'll do it a little bit farther back, just so that you can see it when you look at Provoca. We're decided on building everything almost next to each other in front of my original house, because then once we're done with building all of this cool stuff, you can just look out over the water and you'll be able to see a whole bunch of different locations right there. And I think it's going to look really cool by the end of this. Hopefully I can continue the series for a while so we can see how much we can add. The hope is just to keep going, just keep adding a lot of stuff. This project's definitely going to take me a while, but it's definitely going to be worth it when it's done. This is going to look so sick. And to do in the survival too is just going to be, honestly, in my opinion, that's just going to be impressive. I'm going to have to swoop this around over here and continue with this sort of rocky. I know it's supposed to be rock, but there isn't any brown rock in this version, so dirt is the most easily accessible thing. I'm definitely not going out of my way to go and grab some random stuff. I went dirt farming, I guess you could call it, the other day, and my gosh, it didn't take much time to get a whole crap ton of dirt. So that's the hope, is that we can just do all this out of dirt. It's gonna look just as good if we were to use it. Literally, I don't think there is anything else that we even could use. Soul sand, that's about the only other thing that looks decent, which honestly, well, no, there's no soul sand valleys in this version. That's way later, so it's not like soul sand's easily accessible either, so it would still definitely be a challenge. But here we go. This is definitely coming together. This is what the mountain's gonna look like. Obviously, I know the inside is it's kind of complicated how you reach the top. But what I'll probably end up doing is I have the cartridge for Chrono Trigger on the DS, and so I will probably just end up booting it up and checking out the insides of these places just to make sure I'm doing the insides somewhat similar to what the game is. I probably won't do it exactly. I know I definitely won't end up doing the castle exactly because, oh, that would take so long. There's so much to it. So I will try to make everything else look as similar on the outside. The interior, no thanks. I don't have any want to make the interior exactly the same. Plus, we're not building the whole kingdom of Zeal anyways. This was just the few buildings I put into Provoca. I obviously didn't build the entire Provoca because that would have taken forever. But we did end up building a lot of buildings, and if you're new here, at the end of this video I'll boot that world up and check it out. And on top of that, definitely go check out all the other videos. I documented most of the building process of those buildings, so if you're a Final Fantasy fan, I started to realize after I started building that there isn't really anybody else on YouTube that has done that. And so if you're a Final Fantasy fan and you're like, wait, why did I never think about building locations in Minecraft, then definitely go check it out. I wouldn't say that they are tutorials by any means, like just throwing crap around to see if I could make it look good, but you could definitely get some sort of inspiration if you wanted to do something similar. But like I said at the beginning, this is definitely just the main island, I should say, of Kingdom of Zeal, because I just thinking if we built the whole thing, I've already been recording for 25 minutes, and It's only just the beginning of this build, and this is all going to be done in survival, so I'm going to make it as cool as I can with constraints that I do have with this build. But I think no matter what, it's going to look absolutely amazing, even if we have to downsize it a little bit. I hope we don't have to. I hope we can honestly just build it this big and have it look this sick floating in the sky. And then yes, like I said earlier, we are gonna bring this down. The thing is that in my survival world, I don't know if I should start. I should probably start with building the bottom, but I have no idea how I'm gonna go about that. It's definitely something that I'm gonna have to figure out even for myself. There's definitely going to be a lot of hollow bits and pieces because it's not worth it to try to fill every single block in. It's going to be a little too much to try to do that. So if some hollow pieces, then okay with me. I would not mind that at all. The waterfall actually flows right behind this mountain. So if we do something like this where there's... Oh, I guess we haven't even done the other door yet. So this will almost flow in like this. The door that's right here. I should say entrance. It's not really a door. And then from here, we'll have... This bridge just... So this is just some sort of landmass that kind of connects to this door. This door has kind of a little piece that hangs out in front. And then the waterfall flows from right in the middle, right here. And then this all gets filled in the back to cover all this in. Alright, so the waterfall will flow... Oh, kind of off a little bit. So that means that there's some land right there. So it'll flow from here, hit this, and flow down to this huge stream. And then this is obviously just going to have dirt underneath it after we do that. And this is where the water's going to flow from. We'll put some wood there just to mark it. And so that's pretty much the whole bottom half of the mountain done. Now we just have to finish the top and then obviously do the backside, but that's... I don't even care about the backside. I'm just going to do some straight down stuff. So this comes up higher on this side, a little bit steeper than that, and for some reason there's a little bit of grass there, but I'm not gonna do any. Oh, I just realized that this grass is gonna take over any of this dirt. We need to place something to stop it. Well, actually, in this, the dirt, is this traveling down levels, or can it only... Actually, I mean, it's gonna probably grow anyway, so any mass that's down like this, it's probably going to end up having grass on it, but that's not going to take away from the view, which is going to look like this. Yeah, I don't even mind the grass there. We'll obviously probably turn this grass into some sort of pathway, but we use as a path like that's a little... that doesn't look all that good, so that's fine. If the grass wants to take it over, honestly, we'll take a look at it afterwards just to see how that looks. But let's continue with this. So it looks like there's actually a pool a little bit higher that this water flows from. That's pretty cool. See, when you build stuff like this, you see the tiny details of the pixel art, which is really cool. Yeah, we won't build it up much higher than that. And then this pool, honestly, I think we built that a little too wide. That door is way closer to the bridge than I thought. We might need to bring the door over, like, and then that mass... Oh yeah, that's way better. We will need to make some sort of pathway though, and I see it, because these pathways are kind of... Wait, but this... Oh, we did build this a little too far out. Let's just bring this in then. Break this down a little bit, just so we can see a more create the pathway type thing. So there we go. Pathway comes up from the door. We'll just drop that down a little bit. Curving onto the walkway. Yep. And then this big ol' land piece right here looks good. And then we do have the pool that's right above this. Obviously, you're not going to be able to see this unless you were to go climb up there, but we are going to obviously put it there because it is there in the pixel art, so why would we not? Kind of... Wait, why is it so much... Actually, this is fine because you can't even see it in the thing. That's kind of funny. So it almost comes out like this, and then the pool, well, it kind of goes underneath, I guess. And then that's the source of the water. The water comes from this pool and flows out of here. All right, so there it is. So the water will go right here. Water flows down into this and falls out of here. And this is actually like a one block. So there's that. And then that means we are almost there. This is all straight mountain. I mean, we could actually curve it up a little bit. There we go. So this does continue. So that falls down on that corner. This actually starts to go up now that I think about it. This is that side piece. So let me make this look like it comes down and extend this out just a tiny bit more. because this does just wrap around to about the end of this mountain, and then it starts to flow up towards the door. This can come down. Here's the entrance. Build that up a little bit, and then we're continuing to go in. Final area, so that door is going to come out on this side, so the pool's right here, so we need to build this up a little bit more. From here, just probably one more dirt piece. Right above this is the final door. Now this door leads very steeply to these stairs, and for now we'll just do it out of stone stairs that leads up. To the castle. So we can bring this up a little bit more. That looks pretty dang, wow. Can't believe I just eyeballed this. That looks pretty good. This corner can be taken down just to shape it a little bit. And it looks like there's a little piece over here, but and this just comes up and sort of circles in for the top. And this closes in on the entrance to this place, and then it looks like it's white, so everything's gonna be made out of snow again. Snow biome in my world's gonna hate me, but do what you gotta do. Kind of comes out just like this. We probably won't build the buildings in this video because I do want to be able to see bottom half. I want to get that place as well. The buildings is honestly something I can just look at kind of later, but there's where it sits, and yeah, it looks pretty awesome. I do want to be able to see this, so maybe we'll actually cut that down a little bit. There you go. Now we're gonna have to do the backside, which is not going to be very fun, but I think we're kind of just gonna place random crap that's similar and then kind of then a little bit, I guess. On the mountain, this thing is gonna have to sit on quite a big amount of space, and from our angle it almost makes it look like the mountain just like ends, just gets cut right off. So since we probably won't even be seeing it from the backside, we probably will do something similar to that and almost just to close it in on the sides. If we close it in on itself and we don't do it too steep, it should look pretty normal. So I mentioned this in the last video, and then I realized I just didn't even talk about it. But I've been seeing a lot of videos about Pocopia, and I've been sending them to my girlfriend. And we're both unfortunately interested in the dang Switch 2, because the game looks really fun. So if any of y'all have played it, let me know if it's worth the hype or if it's just trending right now and so everybody's playing it. But I love my Switch 1. It's probably my most played console towards the end of the year last year, just because instead she got me all the Dragon Quest games, so I played the crap out of those and still am playing them as well. So I don't know, Switch 2 is definitely a great upgrade. You get a lot of good stuff with it, and like I said, I am a sucker for Nintendo, so I don't really hate any of the stuff that they've done or are doing or plan to do. All of their stuff is pretty cool, especially since I have the pre-order in for Tamagotchi Life that comes out next month. I'm wondering if it's worth it to just kind of bite the bullet and upgrade now, or maybe wait until some better stuff comes out. Definitely something to think about. But yeah, if any of y'all have played Pocopia or have it, definitely let me know if it is worth going out and trying to get, because we're both definitely interested in it. Yeah, I was listening back to my last video, I kind of mentioned it and then didn't say anything about it, which I thought was pretty funny, so I wanted to mention it in this video. I almost forgot to again. Alright, so we did have to extend that out quite a ways, so it kind of matches with the mountain a little bit, but I think I'm just gonna really sharply cut this in so that it doesn't look weird. I don't want to extend that really any more than that. Obviously we can't see the backside of this area, so it's not like we can go and view a picture of it, so I have no idea what it looks like, but we can just kind of land off around it. And like I said, you're not really going to be able to see back behind, so, or you would be able to if you purposely did, but it's a single player world. It's not like I'm going to purposely go view it. Be like, oh, this looks stupid from the back. I guess we'll just kind of, that looks fine. And then from here, just do the same thing. I'll just steeply cut this down. Probably gonna end up using way more dirt than I thought it was, but the thing is very easy to get, like I said. We are almost there. Just finish this up. Once we finish these blocks, I can go back through and kind of look more natural. Alright, so that is the back filled in. Let's go back through and try to make it look somewhat normal. The reason I build this stuff in creative first is so that I don't have to waste time trying to plan anything. It's already right there and done. And then I can kind of go back and forth between the two worlds to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. When I say correctly, I'm to my own personal standards. I like the stuff to look good. Even if it is a little bit more difficult to do, I still want it to look good because that's the whole point. I like the stuff to look good in my own survival world. So there's that. Looks a little interesting. The amount of time it's rained is just insane. I don't know if I must be in like a rainy biome or something. There we have it. There's where the water will go. So there you go. There is the mountain. It's actually, honestly, it's just a little bit shorter because of the top, but everything else, I mean, looks pretty dang good. This area looks good too. It's very similar. I guess the only other thing I could do is bring that out a little bit, but yeah, the pathway is going to lead right there. We do have to figure out what we want to use for the pathway. Let me throw my render distance. The reason I play on a tiny render distance or a short render distance is because that's what I did as a kid. I thought it made it look scarier, so I like the vibes of it, but it doesn't really work for a build like this. Now I'm realizing because you can barely even see it. But yeah, so here we go. So this obviously, I'd only assume, is going to have some sort of grass path leading to it. All of this is going to end up turning into grass, but that actually doesn't even look, I mean, that actually looks pretty good because that's just Minecraft standards. That's what this looks like. So honestly, let's just go ahead and turn everything to grass, and then we could figure out something different for the pathways. I have no idea what to do. So I guess since we're done with the outline, we could actually fill in the bottom of the waterfalls, because that's definitely something we're gonna have to do. I honestly might end up doing the bottom half off camera because that's going to take a long time, and I've been doing the same thing, just placing dirt the entire time, so definitely would be more interesting just to skip to the final product, but it's honestly just block placing ASMR at this point. This is definitely going to be an interesting build, like I said, in survival mode. I have no idea how I'm going to be able to get up this high and place all these blocks like this. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to have to figure it out, but it's definitely going to be interesting. So I think even the entrance to this place is just going to be through the waterfalls, which honestly be kind of a cool touch. And then I also have to figure out how big I want to make these. If I just kind of down and swooped it, made it a little flat, didn't go as far down as in the picture, I think that would be fine. It's even here to see the bottom. It looks cool floating, but I want to travel to the top and kind of live up on this grassland that's just floating. Alright, so we can probably just go ahead and place that water in, see how that looks. So the water flows down right here, and boom, flows right out. Looks very similar. And then this is gonna be a process, but we gotta put all this water in here. The good thing is that if the water's not flowing, it won't be as loud, so that's my hope, is that after we fill all this water in, it'll only be noisy right here. Oh, that was actually pretty fast. Dude, that looks sick. Yeah, definitely, this is definitely the perfect size for this area. And yeah, the water will flow down on both these sides, just like in the original map. This will probably be where you enter from. It's going to be over the water, so it's not going to crash down like this and make a bunch of mess, but dude, that looks so sick. That is so cool. Yeah, there's definitely going to be the layout, and then obviously we'll just do it now, just to kind of some trees over here. We might end up building them ourselves because it's kind of scary to do trees. I've had some absolutely gigantic trees grow. Okay, so far's good. Okay, there's some more around here. Oh crap. These trees might be a little too big with these branches. You can't really see through them. It makes kind of jungle. A little bit harder to see, but we might end up just placing our own sort of our own makeshift trees. Time comes for that, but I'll just do this for now, just so we can kind of get an idea for it, because that is kind of gonna look like. So yeah, actually looks really dang good. And we have this little entrance area right here, which we will build up to be nice and pretty. I mean, it's gonna be absolutely sick. Alright, so I'm gonna do the front half just to kind of what it's gonna look like when it's all covered. But this is a layout, the planning. I didn't think we were gonna get this all done in one video, but honestly I'm really happy we did, because that means the survival mode shouldn't take an absurd amount of time. I'm sure it's still going to take me a very long time to do this, but you guys do enjoy this kind of content, because this is what we're gonna be doing. I try to make these videos as a sort of ASMR if you guys like watching building videos or commentary or really anything just to relax while you're studying, sleeping, literally doing anything. That's my goal. So honestly, with something like this where it's just placing blocks the whole time, I hope that is relaxing, because that's pretty much the whole video was. Yeah, that's already looking like super sick. I'm already a fan. And then that means is that we won't have to bring it down as much as we did, or as much as I thought we were going to have to. It's just gonna look really good with just 4 blocks, and then we'll probably cut it in maybe 2, something like that. And then honestly, that means we can create this outline survival mode to start. Yeah, that looks so sick. I mean, pretty accurate. Oh my gosh. If I had $1 million for every single time it rained, I would have $7 million right now. I had to clear the weather 7 times in this world. I don't know why it keeps raining. Alright, so from here we'll probably just do 2 down just to see how that looks. Just in the front half though, I'm not going to fill the whole thing in. Alright, so this is what my girlfriend's over here. This is what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
And then I'll show you. It's got this really big mountain and then these little buildings I haven't built yet, but they will end up going in. But here is what it looks like.
That looks awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Accurate. I mean, I'm gonna obviously build the trees a little different in this little thing, but we got the 2 bridges, the trees over here, and then I realized that these trees are a little too big. I'm gonna have to cut these down to be able to put this building in right here. But you got the building that's gonna go on this corner. Then honestly, you might stem this out a little bit just to have more room to build. And then this is gonna be longer, whatever. I just did that just for range. But yeah, so that's where that building's gonna sit. And then this is the mountain, which will be not as hollow after I start the inside, because you have to basically teleport between the 2 areas to go through it. But yeah, we're gonna be trying to build in survival mode. I know it's gonna be a doozy, but yeah, I mean, it's accurate. Waterfall flows around, comes over here, and it's gonna be cool because honestly, take a good look at this. All right, you got it. Because in my survival world, which is where this Provoca is, I'll probably end up building it like there.
Right.
Yeah, not here. Probably back behind. The reason I think I'll end up doing that is because I want to use this island. I don't know why I came behind here to show. I want to use this island right here for a build that I'll do eventually. So I think, because there's my original house, I think if I have all the builds like here and like around this area, it'll look super cool to have all the different like RPG locations one area. I'm building it like right above in the background so that you can see it. But maybe I'll do it somewhere a little bit different so that I don't have to worry about making it even, because that would be a fear. If I built the entire thing and it wasn't even with this house.
It's not center with the...
It would end up doing some weird crap to get that, but maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it over there. I don't know. Yeah. I haven't decided, but yeah. And then the beach area I want to use for a different RPG location, but I think that is a winner. I'll probably tweak it when I put the buildings in, and then this. I mean, as you see in this picture.
Yeah. This
is really big underneath compared to, but I think if I drop that down maybe 2 more each, like it'll in the bottom end. It's gonna be a challenge to build in survival, but here we have the planning phase. I mean, pretty completed and creative. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed. It's gonna be a long series trying to put this in my survival world, so definitely stick around if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.